What's up, Chosen Undead? This is Fiasco. This little bit of video was recorded after I recorded this episode, so there are some things that I screwed up in the course of the episode, and we're going to go ahead and take care of. I fixed them. So in this episode, I talk about the Forest Hunters Covenant and the ways that you can trick a monster into killing some of the NPCs for you. It appears to either have been patched, fixed, whatever, or perhaps my research indicated that there was a trick that didn't actually exist. So later on, when I trick a monster into killing the ninja and Shiva of the East for me down in Blighttown, I think I'm being sneaky. It doesn't work that way. So just as a heads up to you, the players, some of the things I say in this video don't work like I think they do. So the Cat Covenant ring and the Forest Hunters Covenant, that all works exactly like I think it does. But you can't trick a monster into killing the thing for you so that you can loot the gear off of the guys. So off camera, I went and I ground up souls, and I bought absolution for that particular sin to get back into the Forest Covenant, because I wanted to grind out the PvP to get the fog ring, which I talk about at great length in the course of this episode. Additionally, the things that you're seeing here is some, we'll call it off-camera bookkeeping, but it's stuff that I take care of here now while I have some downtime. And I figured I'll turn the recording on and you guys can see. So I'm coming back to Undead Asylum like we did when we got the Rusted Iron Ring and all that stuff. I'm popping over here and I'm using Snuggly the Crow. And it's because we picked up a bunch of things in the course of our adventures that will garner for us a bunch of crafting materials. So the first thing you're going to do is drop the rubbish. And I believe that gets you a Dragon Titanite slab. One of the two. Then we drop a bunch of moss clumps and so forth. And they're they are going to... Why can't I think of the... They're going to give you twinkling titanite is what it is. It's red moss, blooming moss, and the purple moss clump. Yeah, so you get like a chunk from the rubbish. So this is basically how Snuggly the Crow works. Snuggly the Crow is this like vendor that instead of you taking or converting like souls into gear, they convert items into gear. So you go into your inventory, you drop one only of these items, and it needs to be in the nest. Then you quit and reload your game, or if you're so inclined, roll off the cliff edge because you've just got no souls and no humanity and all that kind of nonsense. Or you've got, a homeward bone and you want to use that. Like, whatever methodology, as long as the game goes through a loading screen, the item will appear when you reload back in that nest. So there we got 2 twinkling titanite for the blooming moss. We're going to get 1 each for the red moss and the purple moss. And these are the mosses. Like, the reason that I'm turning them in now is because I want twinkling titanite to push my black knight sword as high as I can, and because moss is frankly like not all that important now that we're done with Blighttown after the contents of this episode, and also it's relatively easy to farm. So those two things together, why not? If you Google Snuggly the Crow and you go to, like, my big resource that I like to use is Fextra Life, and F Extra Life basically, they have a chart that shows what you get from what you give to Snuggly. However, do note that per version of your game, you can only get 1 item per Snuggly conversion. So you can't drop more than 1 moss and expect to get more than 1 twinkling titanite. And if you do that, you'll get a message from Snuggly, and they'll say, I have enough of that, or something loosely along those lines. If they don't want it, they'll tell you they don't want it, basically. So if it's not a tradable item, basically, they'll tell you they don't want that. It's not soft and not warm, basically.
solved.
So yeah, that's Snugly the Crow. You go back to the little Raven's Nest and then port back to your homeland. Note that the Pyromancer is gone. We'll take care of that in the video, explain what's going on there, and then level our things up. So once again, attacking any of the Force Hunter Covenant monster or NPCs kicks you out of the Covenant. It's a sin. I had to absolve it. So basically finish everything you want to finish in the Forest Hunter region, to include Sif and everything else, before trying to get that gear. Or if you don't want the Dark Road Grain Ring, don't mess with it. Anyway, this is Fiasco. We'll just jump into the main video. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay. Hello there, Chosen Undead. So I know we are not in the Blighttown region. Before we go take care of Quelag and take care of everything down and finishing up Blighttown, I've been grinding a little bit. Got some pluses on my armor. Ground out a lot of the worm things in the other part of Blighttown. And then I realized that there's something that I like to do around now that I didn't do yet, because it would have involved a lot of grinding. And I didn't really think that it would be worth recording. So I went to our buddy Andre here. And in the course of the grinding, I earned a bunch of souls. And I can't select on it now because I've purchased it. And it's once you have it, he doesn't have it anymore. But when you go, I want to say it's going to be in the key section, or possibly one of the gear items. There's going to be an item called the Seal of Artorias. It's 20,000 souls, which is a lot. And I bought it from him. And I got those souls by getting summoned a couple of times to go do Quelag. And the reason that I did that is I wanted to join the Sunbro Covenant eventually. I'll get to that, explaining that in just a second. So I got summoned to do Quelag a couple times. I ground out a lot of those worms, and then I entered. I got my 20,000 souls. I came down here and bought the seal, and then we headed back into Darkroot. So the reason that I want to get summoned to kill Quelag is that the Sunbro Covenant requires you to have a faith of 25, or it reduces the requirement by 5 each time you get summoned and help another player kill a boss. So the Covenant genuinely rewards you for partaking in jolly cooperation. So I only got summoned twice, which means that with my current faith of 14, I either need to bump faith by 1, which I will be doing eventually anyway, so I don't see why not do it. Or get summoned to another boss and then bump the requirement down to 10 from 25. So then oh, damn it. Remember, you can hit these guys on the ground unless you suck like me and don't aim right. So I did that while I was down there because you can just drop your summoning sign, then go wail on those worm things to get your large Titanites, and then, off you go. I also picked up, unintentionally, obviously, a whole bunch of green Titanite, which, that'll be nice, I suppose. So then the next thing that we did is I ran down here, and I walked up to this door. So you walk up, normally this door is closed. Remember the bonfire here. And then we went down into Darkroot to go take care of Moonlight Butterfly and everything down that way. That's where we got the wolf ring. That's where we got some other things. This door is normally locked. You place the Seal of Artorias in this door, and it busts open. Now, there's a reason I didn't record all this stuff and show it to you, and it's because I joined the PvP Covenant and ground a lot of PvP out, and I'm not good at PvP. There's a lot of people who are much, much, much better at it than I am. So, and in so doing, we joined I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, the Forest Hunter Covenant. So normally, these NPCs here are hostile to you. So let's explain all the process. It's unfortunate that I can't kind of show it to you, but there's so much grinding involved that I don't want to record it that way. So when you come in here, almost immediately you're going to aggro some of the Forest Hunters, the Forest Guardians, and you see some of the ghosts here who are other players already being attacked by Forest Hunters. And the Forest Hunter NPCs this is kind of a cool thing, I think. There actually is going to be one representing the starting gear for every class. So somewhere in here is a Deprived, somewhere in here is a Bandit, somewhere in here is a Wanderer, so forth and so on. These are all the Forest Hunters. You notice, see how they're a little bit see-through. So that's the reward. That's the whole reason I came here in the first place, just to have some downtime while I was grinding, is you walk up to this castle. So you basically you come in down there, you hug the left wall, you avoid the NPCs here as much as you can. While they're aggroing you, run through here, across the bridge, so forth and so on. Just keep on going, and eventually the Forest Hunters will de-aggro. Now, if you want to fight them, I suppose you can. It won't matter at this point if you do fight them, but they do tend to gang up on you, so I'd be careful. Next thing I do while I'm down here is I pop around this corner. So this is the bridge and the tower we just came down. I pop around this corner. We open this crate here. And this crate in it has the stone armor set, which is a lighter, heavy armor set. It is still a heavy armor set, so it still weighs the better part of, more than 40 pounds. But unlike Hovel's set, which has great curse resistance and physical resist and magic resist, but doesn't have great lightning or elemental resist, the stone set has strong stone resist. So then once they've de-aggroed, you're free to walk up to Alvina here, and you talk to her, and this is like a Cheshire cat, and she finds you amusing or whatever, and she just wants to protect her forest. And just say yes to everything she asks you.
Thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Ah, yes, here is thine reward. It is for thee. Take it. Make no attempt to show thyself as hollow. Thou dost cometh. My hopes for thee are...
Okay, so I guess that last one didn't count. That's a shame. So I'll just off camera take care of this again. So you talk to Alvina, and when you enter the Forest Hunter Covenant, you'll get an item. It is the Cat Covenant Ring. Answers Alvina's summoning. Essentially, this item queues you up for PvP, basically. I mean, and there's a whole bunch of other in-game, stories about what it does. But essentially, you opt in to PvP. And if you're not in the Covenant when you're in this zone, Forest Hunters will get sort of invade your world and try and kill you. And when you're in this Covenant, you get rewards, and the whole reason I'm doing this is the rewards you get if you kill a certain number of non-Forest Hunter players. Now, these NPCs here are normally hostile to you unless you are in the Covenant. When you are summoned as a dark spirit in defense of the Dark Forest, these allies, or these NPCs here, will in fact work with you. Yeah, so searching for a world to invade. When you're wearing the cat ring, that's what you're going to see. Here's some rules about how the cat ring works. You don't need to be in the Dark Forest to have it on. You can be pretty much anywhere. And every now and again, periodically, you'll get that searching for a world to invade thing to pop up. You'll either have failed to join host, which is to say that they couldn't matchmake you with anybody, or you'll get a pop-up notification saying that you're invading a world. The key to tell you that you are looking for a host or a place to invade is that little ring icon under my stamina bar. If you have that on your screen, you are actively pinging someone somewhere to invade. If you don't, you're in a sanctuary or a safe place. For example, when I was in Firelink Shrine, running back and forth, taking care of errands, that ring icon would go away because I can't look for a world to invade from I presume, from Firelink. But you could, for example, go out to the bonfire out here and just hang out by that bonfire. So if you win, you get a number of souls associated with killing that person, depending on how many what soul level they're at. You have there's a loot table you can get loot items off of, and I got like a large Titanite and a green Titanite, and you can get just anything basically. You can rest while wearing the ring, and it will still look for worlds for you to invade. So just as I guess, kind of a gear update, so you know where we're at. This is all the grinding I did. The Claymore, the Blackstone Sword is still up to +3 because I can't farm Twinkling Titanite in there. And the Claymore, which I guess I can't show you because I would need to modify it, is up to +10. The Baldur Shield I pushed up to +7. I just haven't ground out more large Titanites to level it up further. I'm going to go up to level 9 or 10, depending on how high I go. And then the armor, what I'm wearing, the Thief's Helm has not been touched. The Elite Knight leggings are up to +3. Again, I got to go grind large Titanite, which I haven't done yet. The Wanderer's Coat, +4, same deal. And the Wanderer Manchettes, or the gloves from the Wanderer set, which are really phenomenal defense per weight. I've leveled them to the point where to level them further would require Titanite chunks, which I'm obviously not going to spend on armor. We've leveled our Pyromancy Flame to +5, just with souls and whatnot. And I think I bought Fireball. So I have Pyromancy just because it's a great access to some reach threat, and some ranged threat. So I'll take care of whatever I want to take care of in this zone off camera. The item that I am going to get when I finish the PvP component, you have to kill 3 players, after which you are at the max reward. You can keep on killing. There's just not any reward for it, short of the souls on the item you pick up from the dead body. At level 3, she gives you whatever that blessing was. And then she also gives you a thing called the Fog Ring. I think it's the Fog Ring, or possibly it's the Cat Ring. I'm not sure. I think it's the Fog Ring. And it does... I guess not this guy. He's regular. There was a guy up ahead a second ago who was sort of see-through. Of course, now I just sound like I'm... But yeah, so here you go. This guy's got one. How do I show that he's see-through? I don't know. Whatever. He's just not he's just kind of translucent. The Cat Ring it gives you that effect. So you become translucent. And that's sort of like having stealth turned on in this game. Your threat range, so the range at which a monster will aggro you or lock onto you in engaged combat, becomes significantly shorter. And it makes some zones like the Catacombs or Sen's Fortress, and this is kind of why I want to get this done now, is it makes your life just a lot easier. It would have made coming into Blighttown easier, but I just neglected to do it. So anyway, you come into the zone, you pick up the ring, then you come around here. There's going to be an armored guy in Asian-styled armor. Here, he's the captain of the guard. You talk to him for a bit. You're going to walk around that guy there, and there's going to be a ninja right about here. He won't talk at all because he's a ninja, and they don't talk at all. You come back here, he jokes about that the ninja, but he doesn't talk, and then that's basically it. And, yeah. So I'm not going to mess with, unless I get, lucky on the way back down, I'm not going to mess with the Fog Ring while I'm recording, or making you guys watch me be terrible at PvP. I'll just handle it off screen, whatever. I'll get the ring. I recommend that if you are even a little bit okay with grinding, get this ring. It makes your life easier. It's just a quality of life thing. The strategic goal with regard to my stats is to get the endurance to the point where I can wear this armor, theoretically without the helmet. I'm not that worried about what the helmet offers. So this armor, still light rolling. I'm not there yet. So, and I haven't done the math to figure out how far I have to go to make that happen. Anyway, so I guess if that's the case, we're gonna head back down to Blighttown and take care of Quelag and some of the other business that we have to attend to down there. So I got 2 guys fair and square. I got summoned in, fought 2 guys, beat them fair and square. There was a third who died while I was dead. So, oh shit. Really? I guess you can do that over a shield. That's frustrating. So one of the reasons I'm upgrading all this armor is because I'm wearing light armor. And so you notice that hug there didn't really do all that much damage. It's not explicitly because I've upgraded the armor, although that is somewhat part of it. It's also I'm kind of wearing medium armor, which is why it's, I guess, appropriate that I'm medium rolling. Also, I'm carrying a big heavy shield and a big heavy sword. So what was I talking about? Upgrading the armor, getting the thing. Yeah, I got 2 guys fair and square. And there was a third who I had died, and some mobs in the zone had aggroed to him as well. And so he killed me. And then before I finished zoning out of his world, he died to the mobs. And so the game flashed me a message saying, like, hey, invader vanquish, teleporting you back to your realm. So I thought, like, oh, great, awesome, fantastic. Well, I guess it didn't count. So you need to get 3. Once you get your 3rd, you can take the ring off and never worry about PvP ever again. And it takes you back to the in-game world. So I was talking about the rules. If you win, it takes you back to wherever you were standing. All of your spells and Estus refresh, and you're healed to max. If you lose, it takes you back to the last bonfire you were at. In neither instance does it render you hollow if you're human, and it also doesn't take any of your humanity. So you don't really lose anything for opting into this stuff if you want to just go out and play the game with that ring on and just wait until you get your 3. If you're so inclined to get this ring. And if you're not, the game is very playable without it. It makes my life much easier to have in some zones, and it's obviously not, the most useful thing in the world in others, in fairness. We're here, and I'm close. I've got what, just shy of 4,000?
Oh, hello.
This guy's so chipper and friendly. All right, Pyromancy Flame, leveled up.
Wait, friend. Where are you off to?
Oh, I'm good, dude. I'm just hanging out. It's all good. All right. Do the thing. Before you leave Firelink, or before you leave the bonfire in Lower Undeadburg, make sure you have somewhere on your person a shield with good flame resist. Now, in my case, that's going to be the Black Knight shield. I don't think I have it. I think I've stuffed it into my invisible or bottomless box. But any shield with the word crest on it is going to have pretty good fire resist as well. If you have the Knight Crest or the Dragon Crest shield, that's a good one if you weren't lucky enough to get a Black Knight shield to drop. The reason that you do that is that Quelag uses fire magic. I mean, basically. The Baldur shield doesn't have terrible... Oh my god, why am I just not able to figure out how these buttons work? Doesn't have terrible fire resist, but the jump from 60 to 95% fire resist seems fairly significant. So I guess we'll do that. And obviously, between now and when I get to Quelag's chamber, I'll put the Hobble ring back on. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do while we are down in Undeadburg before we engage Quelag is we are going to get the items off of the ninja and the captain from the Forest Hunters Covenant. And the reason that's kind of the reason I wanted to knock this stuff out before Quelag is just kind of like, I'm down here, I may as well knock it out. Get that ring and then just be done with it and not have to worry about it. What's going to be nifty about this is that we're not going to become enemies of the Covenant in doing so, because we're going to get mobs to kill them for us. There you go. Nice. Oh, don't roll off the side, man. All right, so this is the back way into Blighttown. It is just run past those big guys. We've got all the loot. There's nothing here to get, so just zoom on down. Follow the torches just like usual. That was the same on the other way in, and it's the same on this way in, so it's gonna be pretty good advice with regard to Blighttown. Do be wary. There are mosquito dudes, blight flies, or whatever the appropriate term is. Where's the thing? They apparently do a little bit of, it looks like, bleed damage. Okay, so oh no, I want to go one further down. That is not a safe drop. Okay, so once again we talk about follow the follow the torches, right? You have 2 torches here, kind of like a field goal. They're telling you that this is the way down. So roll on to the water wheel thing here and just ride the escalator down, or elevator down. I do not like this elevator at all. It is a pain. Boop. Roll off right about there. I suppose you can go all the way down and it won't be that big a deal, but you get dumped unceremoniously into poison, and there's one of those little fire spitting toad things down there. So we're going to come down here, kill this guy just because he's in the way. Looking at me funny. I don't like it. Kill that guy. And now, since we are in Undeadburg, we're going to go ahead and just rest to reset our bonfire. And we're going to go ahead and take care of this stuff. So you come around here and, oh, look. So I didn't do a good job of explaining him that this is the Eastern armored guy. You talk to him.
Again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap.
So he has a bunch of really great gear. And you go and learn the gesture from him. And you take a look at some of the stuff he's got. Now, I don't have a whole lot of souls on my person, and I don't need or really particularly want any of the things he's telling you. But the Shotel is a weapon that drops off of Lautrec if you fight him. And the Shotel is a cool weapon. It gives you an ability that the heavy attack will actually hook around someone's shield. Uchigatana is a phenomenal dex weapon if you are a dex weapon type person and you want to play a ninja or a samurai type character. It's great for that. The washing pole, same kind of idea. It's a lesser or a smaller one. Demon Great Axes is the tail weapon that comes off of Taurus Demon, right? Maybe Asylum Demon. I think it's Taurus Demon. A Finger Claw is more or less what it sounds like. The Demon Spear is a spear weapon on these kind of cool bat things in Anor Londo. Go along. The East Woodgrain ring slows loss of weapon durability. Doesn't really do anything terribly impressive. So he has some cool things that he sells. And if you want to buy any of these things, buy them now. And then you can sort of see on the ground there's an indicator Oh, that's a bloodstain. Okay. The ninja's around here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Okay. So, this is going to be a bit squicky. But, if we don't attack them, we don't become enemies of the Covenant. So we aggro them. We hide back here. And hit takes care of it for us. At least it should. Aggro this little bug. Yep, there you go. And again, as long as you don't take any offensive action here, it won't aggro, or you won't count as having hit them, but you'll still be able to loot them. You just got to keep its attention, trick it into using the fire attack. Probably should have put the Black Knight shield on right now. I don't suppose you got to trick it into using the fire attack, but if you kind of come around here, like it gets closer to you. In fairness, I've only watched videos about this kind of thing being done. I've never done it myself. All right. I don't know how to get him to do his thing. Like the thing you're trying to get it to do, and I'm not doing a phenomenal job of it right now, so I apologize for that, but you're trying to like get the little firebug to do its fire whip thing, like its signature move. And admittedly, I don't actually care so much about it hitting the eastern guy. I care about it hitting the ninja, because we want an item off of him as well. So we'll try this again. See if we can't get... That's the exact opposite of what I want you to do. Alright, come on. Right here, man. This way. Yeah, do it again. Do it again. So close. Keep going. There you go. One more time. Oh, shit. I should probably drink up. I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. Alright, let's get that. Okay. Oh, that little flame tongue totally clipped him. I don't see why he's not. I mean, he's going to die to poison anyway, so it's whatever. Let's make sure that that's exactly what happens. All right. Come on. Just keel over. Now, I didn't... The important thing there is that I never once launched an offensive attack. And as far as the way the game seems to be coded... Well, I guess we'll have to find out, I suppose. As far as the way the game is coded, we should be in the clear. As far as having committed a sin or anything else. And we got the wood grain ring. We got the his shield, which is actually a pretty bitchin' shield. And then we also got the Murakumo, which is his weapon. It's a big old, basically Faucian kind of thing. Yeah, it's very cool. Maybe I can use it two-handed. Yeah, seems like it. I think this is it's a deck scaling greatsword, essentially. Deck scaling curved greatsword. I don't have enough strength yet to wield it. Oh, shit. Yeah, we should not die to mosquitoes. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and take care of Quelag. And if that's the case, go ahead and stick that Black Knight shield on. Alright, I'm still light rolling just for shits, so we can go through kind of the explanation of why I went through all of that. So right now, light rolling because I'm wearing hovels. Okay. Let's just take a random ring on. Still light rolling. Okay. So this is what your light roll normally looks like. The ninja ring changes your rolling action. But what it also does is it makes the immunity frames associated with your roll like more of them. So now your roll looks like this. You do ninja nonsense, basically. And it's going to make some bosses a lot easier in terms of the ones where you need to have mobility on your side and that kind of thing. Now, we're still going to, I think, need to use... yeah, we're still going to need to use hovels. You could also take a look at if you had a ring. There are rings out there, I think, that boost. Yeah, there you go. There are rings out there that boost. Excuse me. Boost fire resist. And if you had any of those and you were particularly worried about fire or something, I would say check that out. Ooh. All right. Boop, boop. So one of the reasons I had been trying to level my... So we're going to have to come down here regardless, is I guess kind of the point. One of the reasons I've been trying to level my Pyromancy Flame more is if you get your Pyromancy Flame to level 10 or higher, right around here, there's going to be an NPC. She's the next level, essentially, trainer of Pyromancy trainer. So there's the guy we have back at camp, and he's like a pretty competent but well-trained amateur, and then or pretty competent amateur but still an amateur. And then we have this chick who's like a master at the deal, and she'll teach you. And I think maybe she'll go back to Firelink. I don't remember. She'll teach you some cool shit, and then that actually progresses that guy's quest too. And I feel bad because I like him, but I'm forgetting his name. The guy up there. Up at Firelink, the Pyromancer up there. So it'll progress his quest too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and top our health off. We're going to dodge the really obvious rock coming our way. And then again, just don't fuck with these dudes. Just run right past them. There's no sense in screwing with any of that nonsense. Just get up in here. And they can't follow. Just get in here. Should be good. Yeah. All right, clear off the poison because, why not? Whoop. It's important that you're a human if you want to summon anybody for this fight. Come along in here. Do not hit these dudes. We're gonna talk about them later. They are little egg people. They've been turned into basically spider egg holders, sort of like aliens. If you hit them, they blow up, and all these sacs on their back are in fact eggs, and little worm thingers pop out and start making your life a living hell. But we're going to go, and this would be a great place if you're in a position where you want to grind for souls. This is a phenomenal place to drop your white soapstone. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and get it done with, and then go handle Ceaseless Discharge 2 while we're at it. Don't bother with pyromancies. They are useless in this fight. So just have, your healing spell. If you want to, you can summon Maneater Mildred, who invaded your world earlier in the zone. She's actually fairly competent in this fight and does a great job keeping Quelag busy while you fight her. Quelag is a big spider. Quelag is half spider, half woman, and she does a lot of fire magic. So that's why I'm recommending the fire resist shield. All right, so with her summon, let's go ahead and traverse the light. You're going to get this gnarly video. This part is apparently scandalous. Some strategically placed, tasteful hair strands makes it okay, obviously. Yeah, so Quelag, the fight here, is somewhat intimidating because she's got a lot of a very aggressive move set. But as you can see, it's a woman who's riding a spider, or a woman who is part spider. And you can get back here, and that's one way to hit her and make your life a little easier. Do note there was that big swish coming out the front. She has a very nice reach on that slash thing. Notice she hit me with a fire sword. There's a good amount of physical resist on this shield, 100%. Some still got through, and that's because 95% fire resist, not 100% fire resist. I like this spot, this angle on her right here. Basically crossways from her sword, which she's wielding right-handed. You get crossways from the sword, and she has a harder time, not a hard, like an impossible time, just a harder time getting at you. So it's good when she focuses on Mildred. Don't think that you're safe just wailing on her rear like that. She has a jump attack that will target the spot behind you. She can also just sort of a 300, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a 360 degree burst from herself that will hit, anything unless you have your shield up. Does a pretty healthy amount of damage. And it's just kind of be careful. Trust your timings. Be careful about the fire spread. And don't get greedy on the attacks. And then bingo. It's not a super duper hard fight. Especially with Mildred along for the ride. So thanks, Mildred. I appreciate it. You get the soul. You get some humanities. You get the soul of Quelag. And then you can continue through here. You also get a boatload of souls, which will be nice. That'll be some more stamina, so I can wear more armor and run around like a ninja, or be invisible and not worry so much about not light rolling. Continue in here. That is not, I don't believe, the right secret. We are going to go take care of that secret, but I don't think it's that one. So, you know how you rang a bell at the top of the bell gargoyles? This is the second bell. This is a significant step in the game. And there's the bell gargoyle, already opened, or already rung, whatever. Oh shit. What's this? This dude opens the gate to Sen's fortress. This is a zone. I don't know if we're going to go here directly next, but this is the next major step on your journey. There are some interim steps you can take care of, and I think I will. Knock some stuff out, make your life a little easier. So just like the Bell Gargoyle, this one you'll hear as well whenever another player out in the world handles the boss. Okay, let's go ahead and hep down here. English is hard. Let's step down here, these stairs. This will take us to Ceaseless Discharge, who is a boss you should not normally be encountering until much later in the game. But due to the nature of his encounter, there's no good reason not to knock it out. So come down these stairs, come into the room here. There's this very clear, obvious direction you're supposed to go. You look up. Well, I guess I can't look up. But if you were to look up, there'd be the bell. You roll into or attack the only spot of wall where there is no egg sacs. And go talk to this dude.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
Say yes.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Of course, of course. Yeah, absolutely. He squeaks out of the way, which is fantastic. Come on. You got it, buddy. I believe in you. And actually, come to think of it, we can actually take care of some business while we're down here. This is good. So this is, I want to say, Quelana. So we just killed Quelag, presumably her sister. Doesn't say shit to you now because you can't understand her. There's an item. There's an item that will allow you to talk to her. I believe it's called the Old Witch's Ring, and you can see some of her story. But this dude...
Are you prepared then? I will if you need something.
All right, you talk to him, and he'll sell you, I guess, a servant's roster, which presumably just tells you the members of the Daughters of Chaos Covenant. We're not prepared yet to enter the Daughters of Chaos Covenant, but that is eventually going to be a goal if we want to continue down the pyromancy path. However, I think we can... Not quite. Get the pyromancy flame to 10. Excuse me. The goal therein, again, was to go talk to that that one pyromancy vendor in the zone here. Be sure to rest at this bonfire. This is going to make your life a little easier. Let's go back down, or back out. Take a right. This is the bright entry, and we're going to pop down into the... I don't even know the name of this zone. The lower levels, essentially, of like the hot shit. This is like this game's version of hell. I mean, not really, but there's lava down here and a bunch of demons. So yeah. There's also this demon ruins. All right. There's also this bonfire. Light it. I guess you can rest at it if you want. It doesn't make much of a difference. The one that's in there with Quelana will get the job done. We're going to see that little white gate at the end of the screen there. We're basically going there. So you can fall down the edge of this. Boop. Continue along this path. This is going to be the last thing we do on camera today. We are going to walk through the fog wall. So this is a twofer. 2 bosses, 1 video. Continue along this path here. This is, by the way, just a really great view. It's a pretty fantastic view. Pretty trippy shit. Kind of wonder what that's all going on over there, like what all those roots are and what that city is, but I'd imagine we'll figure out. Some of this stuff they don't do nifty, all that stuff. They don't like there's a bunch of lore here, but a lot of it's been inferred, which I think is really nifty that it seems so consistent even though a lot of it's been inferred. It's just well presented. All right, so continue along this way. And Ceaseless Discharge is imminent safe zone. Yeah, that's fairly accurate. Is like there's just no reason not to fight him this way. Let's heal up because we're not stupid. And it's important that I spent my souls because there's, every possibility I screw this up, but hopefully not. So ignore him for the time being. He is big and gnarly and scary, but he won't aggro you just yet until you either A, attack him, obviously, or B, grab this item. So this item, we're going to get to that when we're done here, but once you grab the item, he'll aggro. He'll do kind of a quick bursty attack thing, and then once that happens, run balls out back to that white gate. All right, wait for the thing. Yep, that. Now just give it everything you got. All the running you can possibly manage. Back to that safe space when they were saying here, here, here. Basically these big arcways. Give it everything you got. Run, run, run. All right. Give yourself a chance to rest up. Keep going. Make sure you use the camera intelligently and don't roll off the side because that could be bad. All right, run, 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 run. I know this is not very exciting. I understand that. basically go to the fog wall, but not quite. All right. And then just wail on his hand. And you're done. Wail on his hand, then he falls off the side. And that's exactly what it is. It's not that you killed him. It's not that there's a bug or anything. It's possibly an unintended method of killing him that the developers, even in the remaster, are just kind of like, oh, I mean, it's been so long, we're going to leave it in. But yeah, basically he's holding on to the side, and you break his grip, and he falls off the edge and into oblivion. So you get humanity, and you get a homeward bone, and in this particular instance, we're actually going to go ahead and use it. Oh, I've already got out my quick bar. Boop. This is going to work out great. I assure you, I didn't plan this. All right. Get the homeward bone. Come back here. Talk to this guy. You again. Oh, my. We're going to talk to him because we can push our pyromancy flame to +10. And then bank the other souls, I guess. And so in lieu of... Well, no, I guess we do want to do this. Yeah, I was going to say in lieu of like teleporting back up somewhere higher, we're actually going to run back the hard way. We'll come back to this Demon Ruins later, but I think now I'm going to go finish, well, off camera, I'm going to go finish up getting the fog ring just so I've got it. And then probably while I'm down there, I'll go ahead and find a safe, like the bonfire, and I'll go ahead and we'll deal with Great Wolf Sif, and we'll get the Enchanted Ember, and we'll... probably not mess with Artorias. I feel like he might be a later thing, but those are two kind of, I don't want to say low-hanging fruit, but just kind of get it done tasks I can knock out, and then we'll transition from there to Sen's Fortress. Sen's Fortress being the next like obvious thing to do. So we keep on coming. I hope I've remembered the various steps to this thing correctly. I'm going to go ahead and put the Rusted Iron Ring. So this way, hopefully, I'll be able to just sprint past these guys with the stones. And yep, she's there. Okay, cool. It's very hard to see, but there's like a little speck where you can see her gear way the hell out there. So I'm going to probably do this to the point where I like de-aggro these guys, and then I'll come back and talk to her in a second. I'll just rest up at the bonfire. Maybe? Or have they given up? Alright, they appear to have given up. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, okay. They've given up. Alright, good. So, this is the woman we were trying to talk to. The reason we upgraded our Pyromancy Flame to +10.
A mere undead. Yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelana of Ceaseless. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Salaman?
We are like Salaman, yes. Yeah, definitely say yes.
Of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. So she'll level up your Pyromancy Flame, and she'll ascend it later on when it gets to, I think, 15. There's a whole thing about that. But what we need to do now, let me see, improved Fireball, basically, hurls a Fire Orb, Great Fireball, Firestorm. That one's pretty nuts. Pyromancy Pillar. Storm of Flame is indiscriminate and incinerates all life. Yep, she's nifty. Pyromancy, which improves upon. Giant Hand Flame, super cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and learn Fire Orb and Great Combustion or whatever it is. Or do I not have enough for Great combustion. I need 5,000.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
What kind of soul are we looking at? And probably do this. Probably get to 5. I'd like having a little flamethrower. That'd be kind of nice. The pyromancies get kind of dumb, and I mean this in the best way. They get crazy powerful. Ah, no, overcommitted. Oh well.
I was expecting.
Let us begin. Yep, there you go. Cool.
Now
So,
go.
flamethrower and super fireball. Cool. Okay, so I was planning on just calling it here, but if that's the case, we've actually got enough to continue the quest line for our pyromancy bro in Firelink Shrine. So let's go ahead and take care of that too. So, and again, I've forgotten his name. It sucks. I'm terrible. But if you go and talk to him again with any pyromancy spell at all from her, from Quelana, down here, and I mean, this is a pretty good facsimile of what I imagine the Great Swamp to be like. If you go talk to Quelana or go talk to him with any pyromancy from Quelana, he like flips his shit, obviously. And he wants to go learn from her. And then the next time you go down and talk to her, he'll be around there, and he'll be, unfortunately, spoiler alert, hollow, and he'll attack you, and you can loot his stuff, and that sort of completes his quest, which is unfortunate, but, I mean, it is what it is. This Dark Souls is a pretty dark universe. It's in the name. Oh. So while I'm running, let's go ahead and I guess have some discussion about why I'm upgrading my shield. So upgrading your weapon, which is pretty straightforward, does more damage. Upgrading your shield, it does say that it does more damage. That's interesting. And you would expect that would mean it would absorb more damage. It, in fact, I mean, sort of does and sort of doesn't. So it doesn't increase the damage resistances of a shield. It doesn't make it more or less physical resist or magical resist or fire resist or lightning resist or any of that nonsense. What? Ooh, that guy clipped me. That sucks. Let's keep going. I don't want him to have a chance of doing that again. All right, let's have some Kool-Aid. The reason that I'm upgrading the shield is that it increases the stability of that shield. And stability is important for my purposes because it means that while I'm blocking, it consumes less of my stamina bar to block with said shield. So the reason I'm utilizing the Balder shield versus, say, anything else is the Balder shield starts at a very high stability. I want to say 67. And then when you level it, it ends up being like 72 or 73 or 74. Those numbers, don't quote them from me. Higher still is the Black Knight shield. Black Knight shield has better stats, but it's also 2 pounds heavier. And I'm concerned about weight. Additionally, the Black Knight shield levels with Twinkling Titanite, not regular Titanite. So I had regular Titanite. I can upgrade the Balder shield. At some juncture later on, if I balance the weight appropriately, maybe I'll upgrade the Black Knight shield, because that is also a good shield. It's just also 2 pounds heavier. So we're about to wrap up the episode. I'll go ahead and talk to this guy and then hit the bonfire and call it. Oh.
Did you ring? That is incredible. It's noisy. It snores. This is no laughing matter.
We can talk about that too.
Oh, hello there. You've been a stranger these days. Why? What's spectacular pyromancy? Tell me about it. I have never seen anything like it.
Yeah. So if you don't tell him, he lives. But if you do tell him, complete
Oh,
his
yes,
quest.
Of course. Thank you for sharing. I'm still an able pyromancer. I shall locate her myself. I'm in your debt once again. Pyromancy it meshes poorly with advanced cult, and pyromancers are considered rather unsavoury, which is fine, as I never got along with anybody anyway. So, for me, turning undead didn't change a thing.
I like this guy. It's a shame that his quest goes the way it does. Yep. Okay. I'm not terribly concerned about pyromancy or magic, but helping some of this stuff does advance quest lines, so it's worth it. So this is Framped. And he's an important part of advancing the storyline as well. So we'll go ahead and...
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Framped, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
if you say no, I'm pretty sure you can't advance the story, so we're going to go ahead and say yes.
Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
Well then, that's a big deal.
I am pleased. Is it something?
Now, this is nifty. You can feed him items and get items back out of it. Actually, I've got a shitload of green Titanite, and I'm not leveling int. Yeah, sure. Green Titanite shattered, becoming Titanite shard. Okay. Like one for one? That's unfortunate. Oh, 6 of them. That's cool. All right, nifty. Well, I guess I've got all the freaking Titanite shards I'm ever going to need. Crap. Nice. All right, cool. Let's see what giving him a short sword gives me. Oh, okay. It's just a sell. It just sell it for souls. All right, cool. And then he makes that. I have a lot of long swords. Yeah, okay.
Farewell,
So I guess
chosen undead.
I didn't really look into him all that much. I guess you can convert
Wait thee.
one kind of Titanite into another. I would imagine it's kind of an inefficient conversion. It goes downward and whatnot. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and rest up, and we're going to go ahead and call it. This is Fiasco. We took out Quelag and also Ceaseless Discharge, leveled our Pyromancy Flame to level 10, advanced the Pyromancer quest line, and then set up things to head into Anor Londo. Well, I think we got to take care of Sen's Fortress first. Between now and then, though, however, Fiasco signing out. I hope you have a good night.